Today we wanted to talk to you guys about why we chose our trailer, why we went with the one that we got, what we've liked about it, and what we would consider different. Personally, I love our trailer. I think we did a great job. I love the way it sets up inside. Carl, however, is a little more picky than me, and so he'll give you some more guidance than I probably would. So we went with the Crossroads Reserve 36DB. So it has a bunk room in the back. It has 2 slides that come out in the back room, and I would say that that was the main reason we got it. We have, if you've seen our introduction video, we have 5 kids, 10 and under, and so we needed lots of beds, we needed room for toys, we needed room for clothes, and more importantly, in my mind, we needed room for them to sit down and play in an area and have room to spread out and have some elbow room. And also, there's a door in the back that closes to the back room, so we can shut it and we can sort of kind of pretend that it's not noisy, but it's still kind of noisy. So I don't know, that was one of my favorite things about it. I have more, but I'll jump in every once in a while.
Okay, the first thing I wrote down that you want to look for is dual AC. That sun's beating on it, 70 degrees outside, it's going to be 80, 85 inside your trailer. To be able to get the dual AC that you're going to want to look for, you're going to have a 50 amp trailer. So the other thing to consider is the Polar package, and it depends on what company you go with. It's called the Polar package and Arctic package. It's just a little bit better insulation and what type they put in.
Is that the same thing as the all seasons?
Yes, I believe so. 4 seasons, all seasons, it just depends on the brand of the trailer. So another thing to look into that I never even considered, never even thought about until after we had our trailer and we're out on the road driving around, is the axles. You want to look for one that at least has 8 lug axles. It's just going to be a little bit heavier duty axle. Our trailer personally, empty before you put water or anything in it, it weighs just shy of 11,000 pounds. There's a lot of toy haulers out there that are the same. Our trailer's a 40 foot, by the way, from tongue to bumper. There's a lot of toy haulers out there that'll be the same length or around that 40 foot length, and empty, they'll weigh 15,000 pounds before you stick anything into it. So you got to take that into consideration. You're looking at 4,000 pounds more that you got to tow down the road. So another thing to consider is your hitch. How you're gonna hook up. Obviously with a tongue pole, you don't have much of a choice. You're hooking it to the ball, to the back of the truck or SUV or van or whatever you're pulling it with. And then you gotta consider your weight control, that kind of if your vehicle's sagging in the back because you're heavy on your trailer, it's a weight distribution hitch that'll actually bring up the back of it and raise your trailer up, so your trailer's actually sitting level, your vehicle's sitting level. So you're not riding nose up on your vehicle, your tow vehicle, or nose down on your trailer. They'll sit more level. If you're getting a 5th wheel, there's a lot of different options in a 5th wheel, a lot of different things to consider. You can do the rails that go in the back of the truck. I didn't want the rails. I didn't want that extra thing. I wanted to be able to pull the hitch out and still have the flatbed. There's nothing in there. There's no rail in there. There's nothing in the way. So we went with what they call an Anderson hitch, and it's just kind of like a pyramid that actually hooks to the B&W flip over ball in the bed of the truck. It's still rated for 24,000 pounds. We did not load our trailer up that much, and it's only 80 pounds. So I can pull it in and out of the truck all I want by myself. I don't have to get help to do it. If you get one that you're like, well, I want to just go with the regular 5th wheel hitch, that's made stock to go onto it, then that's fine. And if you want to be able to pull it out of your vehicle, leave it hooked up to the trailer. They'll disconnect it from the truck, and then when they raise their trailer up to get it off the truck, it'll pull the hitch up out of the truck with it, and then they'll drive the truck out from underneath, so the hitch is hanging from the front of the trailer.
Just lock it on.
Yeah, just lock it on. You don't want nobody to steal it or nothing. Just make sure you can lock it so nobody can take it off your trailer. That's just my opinion. I'd go with the Anderson hitch.
When you first walk into our trailer, our bedroom is up at the front, and I feel like I like that because we're right by the front door, where if someone's going to come in, we'll hear them. What we haven't done yet that we want to do is there's like a door chime that we can put on the back door, which is by the kids' room, and it will make a noise when the kids walk outside. We have a 2-year-old that's learning how to open the door. Well, he's not quite 2, a 1-year-old, and our neighbor's dog's coming to visit. And so we're going to probably be putting that on the next few months because he's going to get better and better, and he's going to be able to open that back door soon. The front door he can open, but the back door is different. Mm-hmm. And then we also have an area that was for room for lots of books. And since we homeschool our kids, books is something we couldn't leave at home. I mean, we dwindled down a ton, but we still needed some to read every day since they're learning to read, and to just enjoy and learn from. Also, we have 2 bathrooms in our trailer. We have the main one up front where we shower, and that's where we put our dirty laundry, is in the shower. And in the back one, there's a lot more storage back there, and so we were choosing between getting a washer and dryer set up or like an outside kitchen set up, and we chose the one with the extra bathroom because we figure you use the bathroom several times a day, and we have 3 girls and a child who's disabled, so he has to go in there to be able to change his diaper and to be able to catheterize, and this gave him lots of room for his medical supplies and a place to be able to reach everything and grab everything quickly, and to be able to keep everything sanitary and not on the floor. And so that second bathroom was a big deal for us. It also makes more room for towels and stuff like that. I just feel like it was just set up really well for organization. I like the way the wardrobes are set up, where you can fold a lot of things. It seems like to me that you get more room folding than hanging, but people are always debating about that. And there was lots of room for food in the pantry. We do not, however, have a residential fridge, which I think is pretty hard, especially since we've been working on a plant-based diet. We have a lot of things that need to go in the fridge. And, you know, like we're eating salads a lot, and so lettuce takes up a lot of space in the fridge. So we just have to shop more, which you can't have to shop a lot when you're on a plant-based diet anyway. And so we felt like it was a good way to, one of the biggest reasons I don't do a plant-based diet is having to shop so much. Well, if we have to shop that much anyway, that takes away one of my main excuses. So we just have how many cubic feet is our fridge? Do you know?
I don't. I want to say it's. I'd probably lie.
Just
I
your
think it's 8 or
typical
something. I don't
RV teeny fridge, right? It's not any bigger or anything.
It's not any bigger, no.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll show you that thing packed full. We're always trying to find new ways to pack it.
Yeah, we are. And that's another thing to take into consideration. If you're not doing any boondocking, if you're always going to be plugged in somewhere at a place that has plugs, that has power, I should say, then a residential fridge is probably okay to get. For us, we've done a little bit of boondocking, so we have to have the RV fridge that can run propane or power. So I can plug in the electricity and it can use that, or it can use our propane to run the fridge. So
well, it also runs while we're driving down the road too. So if we're driving for 6 or 8 hours, our food's still good.
Yeah, it'll run off the propane while we're driving down the road. So our fridge stays cold. We don't have to worry about it, our food warming up or trying to get somewhere to plug in. We can drive for the whole day and spend the night at a rest stop and then drive again, and we can do that for 3 days straight, and our fridge stays cold the whole time. So that was I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot about that. That would have been that's a good thing.
I wonder who cooks more in the house. Yeah.
So one of the things that I didn't think about, I never thought about it until I was trying to see if the trailer even had it, was one of those LED strips that runs along the awning. And come to find out, ours has it. What I don't like about it is our LED strip is on the awning itself. So you have to roll the awning all the way out before you can turn the light on, because you won't get nothing. It's not on the trailer itself. So you have to have the awning out to have the LED light on.
Sorry, we had to move. Our neighbors started mowing their lawn. So the other thing we wanted to talk about was an outside kitchen. So when we were shopping around, there was a trailer we could get with an outside kitchen, which we really liked, but it took up space in the back room, and so there wasn't as much storage in it. Like, we have storage on the entire back wall, and then we have 2 bunk beds and a trundle bed, so it's 5 beds, whereas the other one, it would have had 3 beds. Mm-hmm. So someone would have had to share all the time, and So an outside kitchen would have been nice because in the summertime it gets really hot when you turn the oven on and when you have the stove on. In the wintertime it's great because it helps warm up your trailer. Not that you should ever use your oven for heat, but while you're using it, it does warm up the trailer, which is nice. But we just kind of decided ourselves that it wasn't worth the kitchen, wasn't worth taking up all that space in the back room, so the kids would basically have hallways to play in.
Yeah.
So, and there might be options where you can kind of have both, but with our price point, those are some of the choices that we had to make.
Yeah, and with that outside kitchen too, is I don't know if all trailers are like this, but the specific trailer we were looking at, the outside kitchen made it so the trailer didn't have a slide where the outside kitchen was. So ours has a double slide in the back, so both sides of their bunk room slides out. In this trailer we're looking at with the kitchen, only one side did, so the side with the kitchen was permanent. So it didn't slide, so it didn't open up that space. So not only did the kitchen cut into it, but it also cut into it because the kitchen wasn't on a slide. If you're getting a fifth wheel, one of the things you want to pay attention to is the tongue of the trailer, where it hooks into the back of your bed of your truck, because the tongues will actually sit at an angle, and the more of an angle it sits at, the more it brings your trailer away from the bed of your truck. I've seen some of them, and I've actually talked to some people, that the tongue of their trailer doesn't sit at enough of an angle and it sits too flat, so it's really, really close to the bed of their truck, and they've actually hit their truck with their trailer just going through dips because it's not angled enough. So that's one thing you're going to want to look at. The tires, the stock tires that come on all these trailers new just from the factory are garbage. Just get rid of them and replace them. We were going down the road and we had tire problems, and we can tell you about that adventure later on in one of our other videos, but we had tire problems, and if it would have got worse than when we found it, we would have been spending way more money than what we did in just replacing the tires and putting some good quality tires on the trailer. Another thing that we put on before we ever even took off and left was stabilizer bars that goes from the jacks that hold the trailer up on the front. There's stabilizer bars that connect to the bottom of those and up to the trailer, and it just stabilizes the trailer from moving. And I was a little hesitant because I know a lot of things are kind of like, does it really work? Does it really not? So we did it, and we put them on, and I don't know how long it took me to actually install them or anything. It took a little bit of time, but once we were done with it, I loosened up the stabilizer bars and I pushed on the trailer, on the side of the trailer, and you can see the trailer kind of rocking. Well, then I tightened the stabilizer bars up, and I could push on it as hard as I possibly can, and it didn't move. It didn't even budge. So if you're wondering about them, whether they actually work or not, they do. They really do work. So that's another thing I'd consider getting if you get a fifth wheel. But I think for the most part, that's about all I can remember. I don't know if you've got anything else that you thought of.
No, I think it really just depends on your family, your family size. We have a unique situation with our son that's disabled in that, he needed different things. And so even though a washer and dryer for 7 would be nice, it was a bigger deal to have a bathroom. And so, I think, and then whether you have teenagers versus young kids will depend on how you're going to set up your room too. So it really just depends on the family. But we thought you'd give you seeing things that we've noticed.
Yep. Yeah, like she said, it just all depends on your guys' setup. How many people, how many kids, the age of the kids, just what you guys want to do.
And
remember,
price point.
And price point. So remember, it's your thing. You remember why you're going out, and remember that if you're selling your home and you're going to live in this thing, remember you're going to live in this thing. So get what you want, get what will work for you, what you like, and I mean, if you got any more questions about anything, feel free to ask us, and we'll try to answer everything the best we can. So,
Safe
good luck.
travels. Have fun.